President-elect Donald Trump returned to campaign mode in Ohio at his first victory rally since winning the election. Mr. Trump savored the spotlight as he renewed some of his most popular campaign promises. He thanked his supporters and he mocked his critics.
The president-elect surprised the crowd by revealing his choice for defense secretary. He will nominate retired Marine Corps General James Mattis. Mr. Trump also visited an Indiana manufacturing plant to highlight his deal to keep more than 1,000 jobs from going to Mexico. Major Garrett is in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's the scene of last night's rally. Major, good morning.
Good morning. Donald Trump's first public event since winning the presidency looked and sounded a lot like a campaign rally, complete with disdain for Washington elites, mockery of the media, and promises of middle-class economic revival. The biggest difference, of course, the rhetoric now comes with the clout and expectations of a presidency to be.
The bottom line is we won. We won big.
At the first rally of his thank you tour, President-elect Donald Trump revived campaign enthusiasm and added post-election glee.
We did have a lot of fun fighting Hillary, didn't we? How many times did we hear this? There is no path to 2-7. Things are going to be much better now.
Mr. Trump also teased,
"Don't let it outside of this room. Do you promise?"
and eventually revealed his long-settled Pentagon pick.
We are going to appoint Mad Dog Mattis as our Secretary of Defense.
Trump's transition team decided on retired General James Mattis days ago. Mattis, who is 66 years old, served more than 4 decades in the Marine Corps and led expeditionary forces in Iraq and Afghanistan.
They say he's the closest thing to General George Patton that we have, and it's about time. It's about time.
Earlier, Mr. Trump announced an agreement with Carrier to keep open its Indianapolis manufacturing plant, preventing roughly 1,000 jobs from moving to Mexico.
They say it's not presidential to call up these massive leaders of business. I think it's very presidential.
The deal grants $7 million in state tax breaks over 10 years and includes Mr. Trump's promise to lower corporate tax rates and reduce regulations.
Companies are not going to leave the United States anymore without consequences. Not going to happen.
Vice President-elect and Indiana Governor Mike Pence provided tax relief to Carrier.
I think it's just the beginning.
Pence told Scott Pelley the catalyst for the deal was the president-elect.
That the Trump administration is going to roll our sleeves up, and we're going to drive a hard bargain.
The biggest cabinet vacancy remains Secretary of State, and sources tell us that General Mattis now supports retired Army General David Petraeus, the former CIA director, for that position. Petraeus is competing against Rudy Giuliani, Mitt Romney, and Tennessee Senator Bob Corker. If Petraeus is selected, Anthony, he would be the 3rd retired general either in the Trump cabinet or Trump White House.
Major Garrett, thanks, Major. Not everyone is happy with the Carrier deal. The Wall Street Journal's editorial board called it a shakedown that will hurt workers and the economy. The New York Times said the populist appeal far outweighs its practical effect. Former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders told us the deal sets a dangerous precedent.
We have got to tell corporate America that if they want defense contracts, that if they want to be good corporate citizens, they're not going to throw American workers out on the street. You don't bribe them with large tax breaks.
President-elect Trump said there will be consequences, including high taxes for companies that leave the country.